thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tens of thousands of people know you throughout the UK and Europe as the TBM guy, just flying around in your TBM and on the YouTube channel. But before we get into the YouTube channel, give us a quick potted history of your flying career.
I started flight lessons when I was 29 years old, a little older than most people would usually start a career. I started getting my flight lessons after I got out of the United States Coast Guard. And thankfully, due to the Montgomery GI Bill in the Coast Guard, they pay for 60% of flight training after your private pilot license. So I was able to utilize that to get through my lessons. And then one day I found out Fort Lauderdale International was hiring co-pilots at a regional airline down there. And I applied and I got a job flying as a co-pilot on Fairchild Metroliners. And then it all started from there.
And then so did you do the whole instructing thing, or did you just go straight to getting hired?
I actually didn't. I never instructed one day. I mean, I think that's a big part of losing out of a lot of experience, because instructing, I feel, really gain a lot of experience, like, dealing with different students. But I went right into being a co-pilot. Back then, I had 400 hours. I mean, the rules now have changed since then, but back then, I was a co-pilot at 400 hours.
And then, through one thing and another, one thing led to another, and you ended up with a job flying a TBM around.
Yeah, I did the regional airlines for a while and got a lot of experience. And I jumped over to doing charter and corporate stuff, flying King Airs and Caravans, single pilot. And then one day, my friend had this job flying this TBM, and I knew about the job, and it was an amazing job. It's Part 91, which for a private company. But his dream was to get hired on to fly jumbo jets around the world. So he asked me, he's like, Steve, do you want my job? And I said, you don't even have to ask me twice, because I knew what it was all about. And I was like, yeah, for sure. So that's how I got the job flying the TBM. Probably, I think, like 8 or 9 years ago is when I started that.
So, I mean, obviously, for those of us watching you on your YouTube channel, you kind of jump in a TBM. You kind of tend to mostly be flying on your own between nice, glamorous, sunny locations. I presume there's another part of your job that involves flying people around that doesn't really get filmed.
Oh, yeah. My boss is a really nice guy. He loves the videos. He doesn't want to be in them. But some of the coworkers that I fly around, they don't mind being in the videos. But for the most part, there's usually people on the plane, or I'm just repositioning the plane for, another flight. But there's usually people on board the plane. But with my editing, I just make it look like it's just me by myself. Talking
about your YouTube channel, you've got, I was looking today, and you've got pushing, you're not far off 500,000 subscribers, which is amazing.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I mean, I've been on YouTube since 2006. And I think like 5 years ago, or somewhere around there, I said I wanted to take it a little more seriously, put a little bit more work into my editing. I've always loved aviation, and I love photography. And back 5 years ago, I think I had like 3,000 subscribers. And just by putting a little work into editing, and it blew up. Getting the GoPro aviation audio cable was one of the biggest things that helped it, was being able to talk to the camera about what I'm doing with the airplane. That's what seemed to really help out with the channel. But I remember my main goal is just to hit 100,000 subscribers, because that's when YouTube gives you a silver play button, which is like a little reward for getting there. And it seems like it took forever to get to 100,000. And I was so excited to get to that goal. And now I cannot believe we're about to push that another 4 times over. So the next award is 1 million. So I guess the 1 million subscribers is my next goal. Like, they give you a gold play button then. So we'll see.
Have you still got the silver play button somewhere?
Yeah, it's hanging in my living room. It's one of the award that I'm very proud of, just being able to have that. It's pretty cool.
I'm lucky enough to have worked in aviation for quite a long time, and a few people have said to me, "Oh, you've got a great job." But I have to say, looking at your YouTube channel, I mean, I was looking. There was some. You've been flying around aeros in a super decathlon. You've been flying the new TBM 940, formation and 4-ship extras. You're flying in I think the T6s with the Aeroshell guys. I mean, that's kind of got to be living the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've been up with Sean D. Tucker, who's an aviation airshow legend. He's brought me up a few times with him and his extra. I've been with Mike Goulian's team. Pablo brought me up. We simulated a Red Bull air race. Yeah, I mean, what all the experiences I've had thanks to YouTube, it's things that I'll never forget. I really appreciate everybody that's always giving me an opportunity for anything.
Have you got any highlights? Have you got any favorites?
Oh, it's so hard to pick a favorite. I mean, there's just so many special moments. Like coming up here at Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida this next week, I'm going to be flying with the MIA POW hot air balloon. And as long as the weather's good, I'm going to be doing a hot air balloon flight vlog which I don't think anybody's done. I haven't seen it yet that I know of. So I'm really excited for that coming up next week.
Don't you have to get up really early in the morning for that?
Yeah, it's going to be a sunrise flight for sure. Hopefully the weather cooperates so I can film that video. That'd be exciting. But no, I can't really pick a favorite. There's so many cool experiences.
So when you're flying around the US, is most of your US flying around Florida and the kind of southeast of the US, or?
Yeah, Southeast United States. Once in a while, we'll take a trip up north. Like coming up in July, we'll be going up to Vermont, Maine, and hanging up there for a few days. So we get to go extend the legs of the TBM once in a while to fun destinations. So it's pretty a lot of fun.
There's quite a few Brits who in without COVID travel and fly around the US a fair bit. Come on, Brent. Have you got any destinations, places you think they should go? Places you've been in the TBM that are?
I loved going to St. Martin. I went down to St. Martin and did the approach over the beach where all the people were waiting on the beach, when they watched the airplanes land right there on the runway. And it's funny because when I came in, the beach was packed. And I'm like, why? They're all packed. Why would they all be so excited to see a TBM come in? And I'm so little. But then I realized there was like a 747 right behind me on final that was coming in. And so that's why everybody was on the beach right as I was coming in. But it was a really a cool moment coming over that beach, landing there as a bucket list item.
What's your favorite Florida airport then?
My favorite Florida airport? This is pretty crazy because TBM let me fly, I think it was last year, the brand new TBM 940. And I told my friend Wayman, who's also works for TBM, I said, hey, if they're going to give us a brand new TBM, let's push it to its limits. So we brought it to the shortest paved airstrip in Florida, which is Cedar Key. And yeah, it's like, I mean, it's short. So it was fun to bring a brand new TBM 940 to take off and land out of the shortest paved strip in Florida. So that is probably my favorite one.
I think they've just had, has the runway's been resurfaced at Cedar Key, I think, recently. I saw a video of it.
Cool. That's pretty cool. That's a really unique little airport to go into. You can go into town and pick up some lunch, and it's a really interesting place.
I think the last time I went in there, only in a 172, you called on the Unicom and the one of the taxi drivers answers and asks if you want a taxi from the airport into town.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Such
I thought it was pretty cool.
Little small town atmosphere.
So what plans have you got next for your YouTube channel? How are you going to get from 500,000 to 1 million?
I honestly don't believe it's even possible, but we'll see. I remember when I hit 100,000, I told my dad, I said, Dad, that was amazing that we got here, but I don't think, I said, remind me, I think it's gonna be impossible to get to 1 million. Aviation is basically a small knit, close community. So in a lot of times, if you don't like aviation, my videos people don't even understand what we're talking about. There's so much that goes into what you're talking about and over the air traffic control and about all the terms and stuff with airplanes. A lot of people, for the common folk, they don't even know what I'm talking about in the video. So it's a very small knit community that would actually watch my videos. So I don't know how I'm even about to hit 500,000. So we'll see. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, go on cool adventures with friends and fly different airplanes and showcase the different technology coming out, like the new home safe system and the Garmin, where you just push one button and the airplane lands itself. I mean, the technology coming out in airplanes is amazing.
So I think is it the 940 that's got that home safe?
Yeah, yes, it does. The TBM that I'm flying to Sun and Fun, it's the brand new 2021 TBM 940 has got it. It's just one button on the top of the dash, and you push that, and it configures the airplane. It finds the best airport, the runway. It avoids weather. It avoids the terrain. It comes in, lands, puts the gear down, flaps down, and brings you to a stop. It even notifies the ATC with the squawk that you're an emergency aircraft. So the passenger that pushes that button, they got nothing to worry about.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely amazing. The TBM I fly for my full-time job is the 2006 model, and it's just got 2 Garmin 530s and a GMX 200 multifunctional display. It's old school stuff. And then the 940's got the G3000 avionics package. I like the setup of that 2006. It gives that airplane more character, in my opinion. I really like the setup of it. Even though it's not the newest stuff, it's still a really cool airplane, in my opinion.
So you need to persuade Wayman to take you on a ferry flight from the factory in France so you can bring one back to the States.
Dyer's offered to bring me over there to join in on one of those flights and document the whole experience, which would be pretty cool. So I did take a tour of the factory to see where these things are made. And, the TBMs are born, and it'd be really cool to see how they're put together and bring one back.
That would be a great video, wouldn't it? That'll get you to 1 million. That'll get you to 1 million.
Yeah, I would hope so.
So, so just switching away from aviation for a second, I seem to remember looking through your YouTube channel that it used to have quite a lot of motorbike stuff. It was like,
anything with two wheels. I grew up racing dirt bikes. I did amateur supercross, arena cross, motocross, and it's a blast. I love riding motorcycles.
so you're not doing too bad handling the electric scooters then?
No, yeah, it's fun to find different forms of transportation to put inside the airplane. I'll bring my electric skateboard, my longboard, or now I got the Segway, the electric scooters that fold up that go in the back of the airplane. So that way when you land, it's fun to go explore. I do spend a lot of time when I'm not flying with the new Microsoft Flight Sim that I have here. And it's a blast with this new Flight Sim. It's almost as real as flying around in the real life. And I actually got the new Bose QC35 gaming headset, which just came out. I traded up to that, and it's a great headset for gaming and flight simming.
In the TBM, you use the A20s, don't you?
Yeah, I got the A20s. The A20s, I believe, is the best headset for anybody anywhere. I mean, I also have the Bose Pro Flights, but those are basically more marketed for like quieter airplanes. But the A20 to me is the best headset available. There's nothing better in my opinion.
I fly with A20s, and I have to say, you'd have to take them from my cold dead ears, as it were, I think.
Exactly. I always say when you fly with Bose, it's like it's like 4K for your ears.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Steve. Enjoy Sun and Fun next week. Have a great time. If you get to do that transatlantic flight with Wayman or someone else, give me a shout. Maybe stop off in England on the way.
That'd be awesome.
We can show you what warm beer tastes like.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, please give us a like, leave a comment and subscribe.